Hello there, welcome back to my channel, Crafty Concepts with Erin. I'm so glad you're here because I have a fun idea for this sketch here. I've got several photos and I'm going to be creating a Halloween layout. This is my son Clayton and my best friend Bonnie. These are her two boys. We were on a haunted hayride. So there's Bonnie and I sitting in the hay, and we were visiting Hobbs Grove, which was super spooky. This is close to where she lives and she's been inviting me for years. Well, in 2022 we finally went down, and it was a spooky tour of a insane asylum theme, and it was so scary. So these are photos that Hobbs Grove took, and you could buy them. So I've got two 5x7s, and this one they wanted us to just smile nice and look normal, and then they said, okay, look crazy, and this was the pose we all struck. It's so funny. My son has the funniest expression on his face. So I'm going to document these photos and using this sketch. So this is the third Friday of the month, and my crafty teammates and I collaborate using this same sketch. So it is so fun to see the different takes using one sketch as a jumping off point, and they turn out so different. So you saw that one had a large circular element, and I have a fun idea of how to interpret that circle. So I do get asked a lot of questions. This particular sketchbook is no longer available. This is a close to my heart sketchbook, but I will give you the measurements for what I create, so hopefully you can take the inspiration and recreate something similar with your own crafty supplies. So you can see there's one focal photo here, and then we have a landscape photo, probably 4x6, yes it is, and then 3x4s. So I have something similar, but I have more photos. So I've got both of these 5x7. So I think what I'm going to do is incorporate a flip flap, and then I printed these out together so it's like a 4x6, and I still incorporated the white frame, and then we've got a 4x6 here. So I've already decided what papers I want to use. Let me set this to the side. I've already created one double page layout with this particular paper pack. This is called Halloween Memories, and it's a scrapbook collection or scrapbook workshop kit put out by Stampin Up. So some of my papers are already cut into, but I think what I want to do is use these for my base. Now, if you're following along exactly and creating these workshops, they have used this book pattern paper and stacked it on either end, which I love. I actually really like that idea. So I kind of was like, oh, do I really want to use these for this? But I think it's going to be really fun. So we'll get one of each of these on either side of our Versamat, and you can see it already has that black frame taking one step out for you. So it's a frame style layout, but it's already printed like that. And these two sheets are bonus sheets from the workshop kit. They are only available in the workshop. So following the sketch, I cut this pattern paper. I like how this wonky stripe brings in all of the fun colors. The other side is a diagonal stripe. So we're going to put this right about here. Now the sketch does give you all of the measurements and tells you where to place those, but honestly I'm a very visual scrapbooker, so I just kind of go with what looks good to me. So we'll just run those on the bottom third of the page. For my circular element, I turned to my Cricut and I cut out a large spider web. Now the circle they used is 9 inches, so I made my spider web 9 inches, but it's not quite big enough to, it's not taking up the footprint around my 5x7 because they used a 4x6 photo. Mine's larger. So what I'm going to do is offset this so you can see more of the fun spider web detail. My Cricut didn't cut it cleanly there, so I'm just going to hide that part underneath my photo. So actually I want this, maybe I want it on top. We'll leave it there for now. We're just going to dry fit everything. And now I didn't print this. This came from Hobbs Grove. So I cut a piece of white cardstock because I just really like my photos matted with a white border. I think it just makes them pop. And then I also cut some orange photo mats to complement, we've got the orange color in this paper. So that is going to give a little pop of color because the background's white. So I'm loving that. And then for this side, We still have our funny photo here where we're trying to, you know, eat each other, but that'll go under the flip flap. So I've got these two here, and I cut a photo mat. They're already printed with white, so I didn't need to mat them on white. And then we'll just kind of go like that. I think I want this one up top and this one here. This is coming together so quickly. I'm following this sketch pretty closely. Now they have their title arcing around the circle. You can see here they kind of flipped it and they rotated the sketch. So they're, you know, strips running up and down rather than across, and they have moved their title. So my spider web, you know, is a little bit different. So I'm not going to put my title around the arc like that. And another design feature they have to complement this circle are 3 circular elements over on the right-hand side column. Their paper stopped short, but I ran mine all the way across, and this paper is, let's see, 3 1/4. So I cut my strip at 3 1/4 by 12 to go all the way across. So just for fun, I took my Spotlight on Nature die and I cut 3 circles from Green Apple. Their circles are 3 1/2, but this one here is 3 1/4. So it's just shy of the actual size on the sketch. And this is looking okay, but it's just a little, it needs something. It needs a little something something. I did cut a smaller spider web. I will list I think this is one from a SVG that I uploaded, if I'm remembering correctly. But there are so many spider webs in Cricut Design Space, and if you're not an Access member, you can purchase a file for $1. So, you know, I think spider webs are a great embellishment that you'll use over and over again. So I have a few more things here. Now this is a cauldron from, let me grab the stamp set. This is the Potions and Spells stamp. So I use this on my last layout, and oftentimes I'll do kind of a test run before I'm filming the video. So now I have an extra one ready to go. So I thought this would be really cute. I want to use one of these for a journaling spot. So maybe the top one or the bottom one perhaps, or maybe we'll embellish the outside edges and put the journaling here. And I want to break up the lines. So I don't want these perfect little circles. I want the embellishments kind of spilling outside of the circle. So this I thought was cute. It is a sticker from the sticker sheet. And then we've got our little mini cobweb here, and I thought that might be neat, kind of spilling over like that. So I'm going to go opposite. We've got this one going out to the right. So we'll put this little black element out to the left to kind of balance that out. And we could layer our purple circle like that. This is looking cute. I like it. I should probably type up my journaling and see how that looks too. Before I add my journaling, I thought I'd take a look at my title options here. So there's this one. Oops, so spooky. I did remove the adhesive off the back of that. I think this one's really cute. We also have Hello October, but I think I want to save that for more just like a fall type layout. We've got Halloween Memories, and that's pretty cute. So one thing I have to be mindful of, I love to overlap. So if this was my only photo, I would definitely overlap my title on the photo. And I feel like when you have things kind of layered over the photo and under the photo, it really makes it part of the design. But I'm going to be using a flip flap, which is an interactive element. So I can't have anything layered over the top because a flip flap's going to cover that, or, you know, it just wouldn't work. So we would have to bump this kind of down here maybe. And you know what? We need some green. So I could add a green circle back there, or maybe even do some green ink blending behind this. So that's an idea. And then we also have this title option, which is pretty cute. So let's see what this looks like. And if I was going to use this one, I'd probably put it up there. You know what? I like the look of this one better. I think I'm going to go with that one. Let's go ahead and add just a touch of this little green glow down here. So I've got the Granny Apple Green stamp pad because that's the color of the cardstock here, and a blending brush. So what I'm going to do is actually, let's look at my mat here. We want that about 2 to 4.5. And let's bump this out of the way. So then we'll start from behind where this is going to be and then blend down. That way we don't get any harsh marks. So actually we need to look at the elevation too. So about the 2. Okay, perfect. So again, I'm starting, and if you don't have a place to start that'll be hidden, you could tap it off on some scratch paper and then go direct to your paper. And again, we just want to create like a little green glow to bring the green in over from the other side. This is really fun. I did a little ink blending on the last Halloween layout too. If you didn't catch that, I will list that link in the description box below, of course, with all of the supplies I used as well. So I'm having a ton of fun with this Halloween kit. It's just bright and it's a cute Halloween kit. It's like spooky fun, not spooky scary. So it's sometimes you just need to bring your title back in and kind of see, you know, is it big enough? I actually want it to go on the outside of those letters, so we'll make that a little bit bigger and extend our color to the left and to the right. This graph paper is super cute. I was kind of thinking of using this for school. Too bad you can't just buy some extra sheets of a specific pattern. This one I just think would be really useful for a lot of different things. Okay, we'll bring this back in. I think that's going to be good. Yeah, I'm liking that. Can bring our photo back in here, right about there. And let me bring this back into frame for you. I think we need a third point of green, so I'm always talking about that, you know, 3 anchoring points. So we've got green, green, and maybe a little bit up here. So I might add some tabs or tags or word stickers, but if we put a little green glow behind there, it'll be the base layer for whatever embellishments that we do decide to place there. So right about here, and then we'll just blend outward. This whole experience at Hobbs Grove, we were there for a few hours because you go through, and every year it's a different theme. As I mentioned earlier, this year they turned it into kind of an insane asylum. So you go through the insane asylum and they dump you out into a haunted forest. And then there's a haunted hayride. There's just like all these different things to experience. Now I have some bubbles for my cauldron. There are dies, a row of 4, a set of 2, and an individual. So you can run them through in one pass and create all of your little bubbles here. So I'm going to start with the largest bubbles towards the base of the cauldron, and then we'll get smaller as we go up. I want these to overlap my journaling, so let me grab that really quick. Now I did type it up on my computer and cut that out with another Spotlight on Nature circle die. And let me actually glue that down so we can adhere our little bubbles here. These are so cute. They have the little highlight incorporated right into the die. Let me ink up the edges really quick just to give this a little bit more contrast. It's a little bit of a bummer, but I do understand why. They don't let you take photos inside their exhibits, so because they don't want you to give it away, and it could be distracting everybody in there taking pictures. So, you know, these pictures were just us waiting in line, and then, of course, at the start of the hayride, and then they make you put your cameras away. So I've got the memories, and then at least I can document the night with these photos that I have here. I have lots of little sentiment strips here from the sticker sheet. This one says, be afraid, be very afraid. So we'll put that underneath our cauldron here. I did pop that up on foam tape. Stampin' Up! Has these super skinny foam adhesive strips, and it's really nice when you need just a skinny little section. I was playing around and layered up the Nested Essentials, the 2 larger dies of this shape, and it's kind of giving me coffin vibes. Now I know at a coffin, the widest part is at the shoulder and not in the middle, but I think if we tuck this under, it's going to trick the eye into believing that it's a coffin shape, because that's what we see due to the theme, and we don't really know where it ends because it goes behind the title. So I think that might be kind of fun there, and we could layer some embellishments over it. It needs a little something here. I also have these bats from the sticker sheet, and I thought these would be fun to incorporate. We could put maybe one here, and then we've got this open space up here. And I'm thinking about maybe putting a little tab or something, but we can kind of set these guys here for now, like they're flying away from our focal photo here. I have this jar of googly eyes too. These are left over from my homeschool days, and I don't know why I saved them. I think they're just fun. But what if we put them in the coffin? I got the inspiration from here. There's little googly eyes in the word spooky. So this is just something kind of peering out from the darkness at you. I thought this might be kind of a fun idea. I grabbed 2 more word strip stickers. One says Fright Night, the other says Wicked Fun. And there's a lot of, open space there. So I wanted to kind of finish that off a little bit more. I wanted a little something for this area here, so I dug through my Halloween stamp collection and came across this one, and it's a retired one from close to my heart, but it has this, "So glad we're such ghoul friends," and I thought, well, that's kind of perfect. So I stamped it out in grape on the same Granny Apple green, so we can try that. This is a tab die from my stash also. That was a close to my heart set, so it's no longer available. I do like that, but I had also cut a little stack of books from the pattern paper and thought that that could possibly work too. And I like this because it brings up those colors. It is cute. I do like that. But I like this too. What if we stuck this kind of right here so that we are using it? Maybe like that. That's fun. I kind of like that. And you'll notice I swapped my googly eyes out. I found this sticker when I was looking through my stamp collection. I looked through my Halloween papers too. And this is an old sticker. And I thought that that kind of filled this space and added some lightness to that dark background and fit there really nicely. So I'm going to use that little guy. I feel like we need a little sparkle. I've got a 1/4-inch strip of black glitter paper from my stash, and I'm anchoring the bottom. So let me just lift this up with my spatula so I can sneak it underneath there. And the original sketch had a couple different layers, and I usually like a lot of layers, so I'm kind of surprised at how this layout is taking very little pattern paper. Let's add some sparkle to our bubbles. Now this is the Wink of Stella brush, and I'm going to paint the outer 4 bubbles. I'm wanting to know, is there a difference between the close to my heart shimmer brush and the Wink of Stella? So let's do the other bubbles with the clear shimmer brush from close to my heart, and we'll let those dry and take a look and see if there is a difference. Shimmer brushes are always so much fun. I can put them on anything, right? You can never have too much sparkle. So like I said, we'll let those dry. And let me scoot this back into frame here. So I want just a little something else up top with those books. I grabbed the little potions bottles from this sticker sheet. I just felt it needed one more layer. So let me get these adjusted here, and I think that is cute. I went ahead and put my photo into a 5x7 flip flap. Now this is a close to my heart flip flap. Stampin' Up was offering some, and I think at the time of filming they have the 8x12 size available. However, they will be carrying flip flaps. So Stampin' Up's going to have flip flaps. I don't know when or exactly what sizes, but I will be sure to let you know when those are available because they are a craft room staple for me. So I've placed my photo into the pocket, and it's going to just, this is the adhesive strip. You fold it over and it sits right over this particular photo here. And when you flip that up, you have room for more photos. So this is another photo. I'm trying to get the glare off the picture there. The same Hobbs Grove, they had a couple different sets where you can get your photo taken. So this is a haunted Christmas, and I think that is very fun, but it was a different look than the rest of the photos. So it's kind of perfect to include that into a flip flap. Now I still might I kind of have, some ideas. I might use this photo and scrapbook it on a different layout because I think a haunted Christmas spread would be very fun. So there's a couple different ways to add flip flaps. You can, which is what I usually do, put your page into a page protector, peel off the adhesive strip and stick it right to the outside of the page protector. Some people like to adhere it directly to the layout. So what they would do is, it looks a little funny because you've got this white strip here. When you peel that off to adhere it, it's clear. So if you adhere it directly to the layout, you would do something like this and then cut a slit in your page protector and feed it through. It's an extra step. To me, the only benefit might be that you don't see that adhesive strip. So yes, it's clear, but there are tiny little dots. It doesn't bother me. You know, so I recommend you try it both ways and see which you prefer. There's lots of tutorials out there showing how to cut slits in your page protectors. I always stick it to the outside, so I don't have a tutorial showing that. Maybe I'll try it one day. But yeah, so that's going to sit just like that and flip up to show that additional photo. And interactive layouts are always fun as well. Now let's take a look at our little shimmer brush versus the Wink of Stella. And they're both really shiny. I think the three, actually these four I did with the Wink of Stella, it seems to have darkened the paper just a bit. They're both very shiny. The Wink of Stella might be a titch shinier, if I do say so. It's hard to tell. They both look fabulous. You could definitely tell on the bottom two bubbles. That's way shinier than that one. So fun. If you don't have shimmer brushes in your stash, the Wink of Stella is definitely a great tool to have in your craft room. Let's bring that sketch back in because it's always fun to see where we started, the inspiration piece, and where we ended. So again, that spider web's representing our circle. I went with a larger photo, switched up my layers just a bit. They've got that strip running across in the upper third. I did glitter across the bottom, move my title, and this is pretty much the same, although I really beefed up the embellishments as to where they have a subtitle and two different journaling spots there. Both really fun. Oh, and I did, I guess you'd call this a frame style layout where they have just a solid base. So don't forget to check out what the others are doing with this same sketch. It's always so fun to see how it turned out. And you know what? This would be a great sports layout too. Just think of that as a soccer ball, or you can put, you know, a big, even an oblong football, really anything would work. So think outside of the box and challenge yourself to take a sketch and put your own spin on it. I've got my Crafty Friends linked in the description box below, and also at the playlist here at the end. You can click on that and it'll take you right to their videos. I would love it if you'd take just a moment to hit that thumbs up button, and I can't wait to hear from you in the comments section below. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you soon here on YouTube.